Hi, everyone. My next guest is an MVP from Kolkata, or Calcutta in East India, with 11 years of experience in D365 F&O. He's also a certified Scrum Master and an organizer for the D365 user community in his hometown. Ramit Paul wants to help anyone, everyone, who has the desire to learn and contribute to the growth of others. He wants also all of us to have the opportunity to enhance our skills and make a positive impact. He works as a senior manager for productivity in India, and he's a leader in the D365 community. Please welcome Ramit. So, welcome, Ramit. It's good afternoon for me here, but I think it's lunchtime for you in Calcutta in India. How's things going?
Correct. Yes. It's going fine, Chris. Yes, you are right. So it's basically the lunchtime in India. So however, my daily schedule does not allow me to do my lunch at this time. So it is very delayed at 1 or 2 p.m. In the afternoon. So that's how life is going when you have a lot of responsibilities in the workspace. So you need to manage things well. That's how.
Yeah. Do you work from home or do you work in the office and therefore eat at your desk?
So it depends. So I am basically in the center of excellence role. I lead the center of excellence in my company called Productivity. So it's
Mhm.
basically whenever is required, I need to travel to the client site. So my region is India region. So
Mhm.
whenever is required, say next week I will be in two places in India. Like one is in Bangalore, one is in Delhi. So very few, but when I have no on-site visit, so I work from home basically from Calcutta.
Perfect. I get you. I'll tell you a little fun story later about guavas in Chennai versus guavas in Bangalore. I had a big fight with the retailers there about that. Okay, so are you in the same company as Alex Meyer? Because he's in productivity as well, right?
Exactly. I and Alex work together. He leads the USA side of productivity, and I lead the India side of productivity.
Get out of here. This is a small world, and there's like 1,000 people working in productivity. I did not know that company's that big.
Yes. Yes, that's right. So basically, we are the subsidiary of Robert Hub. Uh, Maybe Robert Hub is very familiar name, not Productivity, but Productivity is a big consulting company in the world. So we help
Okay.
all the aspects in the technology. Yeah.
Okay, so how did you end up working at productivity? If I go right back to when you were studying at school, were you an A-class tech student, or were you, like many other people, you do a zigzag? You're here, that didn't work out, you end up here.
That's a interesting and inspiring story for me as well. So when I look back at my career, so I get inspired, I get motivated. So I will give a short, journey how I have now how I am working in productivity.
Yes,
So I was born and brought up in Calcutta. So I'm still in
yes,
Calcutta. So I have not moved basically from my hometown. Yes,
yes.
I go for a lot of travel within India, outside of India, but I prefer to be in my hometown with my parents and my family. So
Okay.
I was born and brought up in a very, lower middle class family. My father is a very good, very kind-hearted person. So, but due to some, financial issues, he could not afford the engineering stuff and all. But
Hmm.
still, I had that, great and the desire to do more things in life. So I thought if I do not do the engineering and the technical stuff in the schooling, I can still do that same thing after passing out the graduation or masters, right? So what I have done, I was very
Okay.
determined. I have completed my graduations. I got into a, very small company. It is a distribution hub. So I used to get very minimum salary. I worked hard on that 2 years of my first career. So I was getting very minimum salary. It's around, 500 maybe $500 per month. So, but I was very
So 100
determined, and then
125 a week. What did you live on? Oh, so you're
yes.
staying with mum and dad, and what did you
Yeah.
spend your money on?
So, at that time, my father was not retired, so he was feeding and he was helping, and my
Okay.
brother was also there. So that I utilized, and I have completed a lot of technical courses. And after
Yes.
2 years of lot of stuff, study and all, I got into a technical company called TCS, Tata Consultancy
Okay.
Services, a big company in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I
there
saw that.
I worked, I started my career as a BPO guy, like business process outsourcing, right? So
Yes.
where I used to work as a in a SAP project. So that was part of uh, ERP, but I was not part of the ERP functional or the implementation. I was an user. So, but that time, since I am from the finance background, so I've completed my graduation in finance and then masters. So basically, that time I got to know many things that the guy who is doing the configuration that I can also do. So I got that interest and I have studied, and then I have, applied the internal hiring within the TCS, and I
Can I
got into
ask?
some center of excellence part, and
Yeah, can
then
I
I
ask you a
was
question on
working
that?
as a
Sorry, that question I
yeah,
was going to ask
sure.
when you were working at Tata and you were working with Western companies because they were outsourcing to you. I remember being in the midst of that on the other side of that phone call. So they would outsource our technology team or the support back end services to say you. How did you cope with the culture differences? Was there a culture differences? And people would say, "Oh, I can't say understand what you're doing, or I don't understand why the service was transferred." So it starts off on a negative step. Did you experience that?
Fortunately or unfortunately, no, I did not experience it because when you say a mediator, so I did not deal with the mediator who was implementing. So I had
Right.
a very nice guy from UK. He
Okay.
was actually supporting me, and he was the mediator between his company and
Right.
the implementation company. So I was
Okay.
giving him input because I knew many things from the user point of view, and he was helping to analyze more on this part. So yes, that I did not face, but yes, you are right. Many companies, many implementation as a functional consultant also we face the discussion between the user and the implementation partner. So yeah, but for me it was not the case,
Perfect. Okay.
fortunately.
Please continue. Yes.
Yeah, then I have started working on SAP projects and all. I was helping them, and I have started to understand how that ERP works. And then suddenly, maybe 8, 9, 10 years back from now, I got into a one opportunity that they were seeking for someone who can consult from the finance point of view. And
Yes.
I did not know about the Microsoft Dynamics 365X, but I was,
Wow.
really interested on consulting. So consulting is the thing that, I want to solve business problems. So that I know that I actually got to know that this role might, give me a lot of opportunities in future, and that will align with my interest because I want to solve business problem. Being a, business guy, I am from the finance background, accounting background. So that
Yes.
was the breakthrough. I got into Microsoft Dynamics practice in TCS, and then I took training of 2 months, 3 months, and then I've started my journey, and I rocked it.
I
And
love it.
then
I love your story.
after yeah, after 2 years of or 3 years of that journey in TCS within the Microsoft Dynamics practice, I I got into ENY, is a big four company in the world.
Yeah.
So I've
Yeah.
started working in ENY, and in ENY I have done a lot of work. I got to know many things. I have studied, and then I got more passion that I can help people, and I can grow by helping people, and I can
Yes.
solve real business problems. So that actual business problem solving passion, I got it from ENY. And then
Yes.
now after 2.5 years of journey in ENY, I got the opportunity to work for Protiviti. So I am leading the Center of Excellence in Protiviti and pre-sales Also, I'm leading the pre-sales from the India side of productivity.
Yeah, I haven't seen you work at any end user except maybe Colgate, but other than that, everything was consulting, right? So, what makes you fall in
Yeah.
love with consulting? It's very high pressure. You're always being slapped around, blamed for cost overrun time. How do you do it?
Uh, uh, Very good question, actually. When you ask this question, then a great player in the history of Indian cricket, I think there is a connection issue.
No,
Can you
no,
hear me
I'm
now?
hearing you. Yeah, perfect.
Okay. So when you ask this question, I really one thing reminded me that you heard about Virat Kohli is a legend of Indian cricket, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So how he kept himself cool, fit. So what I like about him is the mentality is actually same like me. I like to observe, sort of absorb the pressure. So that's how I deal with. So basically, I am from the business background. So if I had chosen only to work with finance, doing entries and all, I would have not loved my job. So
Mm,
then I got to know about the consulting. So where I choose to solve real business problems, right? So that
yep.
I got to know from there that if I be in the consulting world, I get to talk to CFOs, IT head. So they will tell me that they are real business problem, and then I will try to solve it, regardless of whatever time it takes. Maybe I need to spend sleepless night, but that I don't care because I'm passionate. I like to absorb the pressure. So that's how I got into the consulting.
Well, I'm going to read you two quotes now and tell me if this describes you. Have you heard of the German philosopher Nietzsche? And Nietzsche says, "What doesn't kill me makes me stronger." Quote number one. Is that you?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Okay. Now, quote number two, Jensen Huang from Nvidia, the founder, he told Stanford students recently that their high expectations make it hard for them to succeed. And he says, "I wish upon you ample doses of pain and suffering." Right? So greatness isn't intelligence. Greatness comes from character, and character isn't formed out of smart people. It's formed from people who have suffered. And because of that suffering, you get your greatest personal trait, which is resilience. That's what I'm seeing in you. I saw it when we talked. I see it in your LinkedIn profile. You've gone through this journey and you're coming out of it because you've taken on that load. You put yourself in harm's way. So, who or what started this journey for you? Put yourself near a fire rather than stand back and wait for someone else to put the fire out.
Yeah, I am really motivated by some people. If I start from the history, uh, I love Albert Einstein.
Yeah.
I love Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs being a well motivator, and I get a lot of motivation every day. If I'm feeling down, I just quote something about Steve Jobs and I read it and I feel it really motivated. The main thing about Steve
I feel
Jobs,
he's in your
what I feel.
wallet. You open up your wallet and you look at him and you don't look at a girl. You go, Steve, you and me.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So, if you see my LinkedIn profile as well, Steve
Yeah,
Jobs
it's
are
on
the
the top.
quote in,
Yeah.
yeah, in this on the top. So what I feel good, I feel motivated about Steve Jobs is, he was fired from his own company after establishing that
Mm.
company, and then he came back and took the company to the next level. So that's how I want to succeed. If I get failed, it doesn't matter actually. I will work hard, I will learn many things, I will strive, I will get success. So, and recent days, I really, get motivated by Indian cricket legend Virat Kohli. So yeah, that's how.
Have you failed in front of a customer? You don't have to give the customer name, but for example, I've gone and said I will deliver something, and then something happened with the business. The business changed direction. I wasn't allowed to complete that project, and it felt so bad for me. I really felt I had disappointed everyone. And how do you cope with something like that? Has that happened to you?
Uh, yes, in recent past, I remember I was working in an asset manufacturing company, asset reconstruction company, not manufacturing. So I was working on that lead, and then uh, it got delayed on the POC part, and then client moved and they have changed their mind and they have put the project on hold. So I felt bad, you know, maybe that got delayed. I thought it is my fault, but life moves on. We have to move on.
Yes. And so then how do you decide which clients to take on, or do you get assigned them and then you go through the requirements documents or tendering?
Okay, that's a good question. So my role actually is to lead the pre-sale side, demo, giving
Okay.
effort, bring the business, and then I delivered those, business to the project team. So for me, right now, from 3 to 4 months in productivity, requirement gathering is not the prime, job or responsibility. But yes, I also have a responsibility to lead the center of excellence part. So how it works, whenever any, you know, I have kept as a responsibility for any existing project. So suppose I have 10 projects as a support AMS contract. So I have kept in a diary for once in a month, I will meet them and I will showcase them what is new,
Hmm.
what is coming, what is in roadmap. So I would give the demo, like an example, invoice capture, business process analytics. So unless we share as a center of excellence part of the company, they won't get to know from the
True.
Microsoft that what is coming, right? So when I share those details, I get the requirement and then I complete that. But uh, right now, project, the implementation, project delivery, and the requirement, that's not right now, it's not my prime target or job description.
Yeah, I see that you're going to present the top 20 powerful features at D365 Summit. Is that your accumulation of all of these little posts that you've done and then you've, okay, presented in one go? How did you get that?
Yeah, yeah, great question. You have studied me at very well. For the Portugal summit, where I will be traveling to Portugal on 23rd of April, I think my screen is getting darker or greener.
No, no,
Is it fine?
looks
It's
fine.
fine, right? Yeah, okay, great. So yeah, for the Portugal summit, that is the in-person summit, which will be happening on 27th of April in Portugal, Lisbon office in Microsoft. So I will be
Wow,
there. I will
that'd
be
be
meeting a lot of
so good.
people.
Yep,
Yes. So basically, you are right. Whatever has been, the powerful enhancement by Microsoft and the unexplored features of Microsoft Dynamics History of Finance and Operations, which will add more values, which was there maybe, but people doesn't know about it. So I will
100%.
be delivering those features to help the business so that they can leverage those.
Ramit, working on the other side, I'm in the end user space. I can tell you that the biggest request to me is for a constant stream of updates about Microsoft features because the support team or the consultants within the company are very busy and they're not able to push that out. The end users, there may be 500, 1,000 users in companies. They are simply blind to what the product can do now or what has been released, but no one's been able to configure it. The biggest deal, there's this gap between Microsoft's racing ahead and the users. They're still using Hammer and on Stone sometimes because they don't know it's available. So thank you for doing that. Okay, so you're also organizing the D365 community in Kolkata. How do you find that's going? Because there's the F&O and there's also the power side, right? How do you keep them focused because they generally can race ahead of each other?
Uh, to be very honest, that's where your connection is more important than anything else. So I have, by God grace, I have a lot of connections within my community. So I have done a lot of work in the community.
Mhm.
I have got many connections, not only FNO part, but for BC, but for Power Apps, AI. So what I do, I am an expert in finance and operations. So when I arrange a session, I get involved. I take the session along with the speaker. But when it comes to the Power Apps, so that's where my connection comes to the place. I talk
Mhm.
to them, and I basically have good connection with all the people, because that is important. That is a small world. So when I see a person is doing great job or writing blogs, so why not, I will give them the opportunity,
Okay.
because I am being a lead of Microsoft authorized user group. So not all the people get this opportunity to be a speaker and present themselves. So I personally go and talk to them that I have seen that you have been doing great job. You are writing blogs, you are creating videos. But why not you take a session, and a lot of people will come and they will question on your or Microsoft feature. So that's how I manage on the Power App side. That
Mhm.
uh, you know uh, uh, whenever I see, I ask them to present, and they do that stuff.
Yeah, I saw Alicia Keener also did the credit management capabilities. A lot of the times I see in user groups for a particular country, they stay within their local speakers, and you've obviously jumped around the world to ask Alicia if she can come and do that for you. What's your plans then for
Yes,
the community? What's next for them? How are you going to grow this?
I have very big plan for the community. Not only online, I am also thinking, to go, not go to the market, go to
Yes.
directly to the universities, Indian universities,
Whoa.
colleges, so that I can bring knowledges about the Microsoft technologies, and also can influence them that they can also be part of community. They can also share their knowledge. They can also participate in sessions, and they can get the knowledge. And most important part is Microsoft is doing great job in terms of community. So we are the advocate of Microsoft, and I feel really proud because Microsoft gave us the platform to educate, you know
Yes.
and that is also a free of cost. Not all the technology gives this facilities to their advocates and their users.
True, true. So, how are you thinking university students can benefit from this? Because every country has universities. How could we do something similar? And what would they understand if you're talking about D365? It seems like it'll go right over their head.
That's true. That's true. For that, what I have see, this is still on paper. So what I'm thinking
Yeah,
is,
yeah,
I will go to the universities. I will connect with them. The first session I will talk about what is ERP, what it does, and what it helps to the business, right? So that is my first focus. And then after that, I will try to educate them or try influence them how Microsoft is evolving, and that is evolving to the best. How Microsoft is evolving day by day, like Copilot, Gen AI, Power Apps, everything. So that's how I am thinking. The first I will talk about the ERP. Once they understand, then I will talk about Microsoft Dynamics, our other features like Copilot, Gen AI, feature management, regular investment. So that's how I have been thinking. And
yes.
most important part is that from any college, like be it uh, education, like technology or finance, accounting, everyone will get benefited.
Yes. Would you consider also suggesting they start their certification journey? There's many introduction courses, whether it's Azure or Copilot or D365, that they could
Yes,
kick off, right?
I will ask them, because that is the first starting point, that they will do some certification, they will get to know about the product, and that's how they can get the first job, at least by by having those knowledge. Otherwise, once you see a fresher, they're coming out from the university after
Yeah,
completing the graduation, they don't have any idea what is ERP,
yeah,
right? So that's how
yeah.
I want to
What about
educate.
internships? do Indian companies offer internships like in Australia, we're limited to the number of weeks we're allowed to have them to prevent abuse, right? This is the unpaid couple of weeks or couple of months of internship, and as part of their course, they are embedded into a company. And then once that course finishes, you have to release them. Otherwise, they have paid internships. How does it work in India?
It also works very similar. So most of the colleges, like tier one, tier B, tier A, tier B colleges actually, provide internship and campus hiring, we say. So
Yes.
companies like, us, like Protivity,
Yeah.
we have hired a lot of people last year from the campus. They were all freshers. They are from technology background. So we have hired as a campus hiring, and we have involve them in learning things like power apps,
Yes.
like model
Yes.
driven apps, like canvas app. These are the area where you don't need to know the core development background, right? Development. So
Yes.
you are just drag and drop, and you can create a model driven apps. That's how we are doing, but other companies are also doing the same way. As I say, suppose from the finance background, if you're from the good colleges like
Yeah.
MBA colleges, right? So all the
Yes.
companies like Big Four, KPMG, Deloitte, they goes to the college and hire them as an internship, and after the internship completes, they get the real job in hand, and that
So
is a
if
paid internship, not free.
That's awesome. The old days, it used to be people were taken advantage of. I also noticed that on the MVP site, mvp.microsoft.com, there's the student ambassadors where they can go and register, and a potential MVP, could take them on as a mentee, take care of them. Is this something that you've seen happen, and how has it worked out?
For me, I have not opted for it. I can still say I can nominate one student ambassador from my portal. I can nominate MVPs, but
Yes.
for me, still I have not been involved in the student ambassador. But I saw many people in MVP Summit. They are coming out of this student ambassador program. So that's really
Yes, I see.
great. I can say, yeah.
Yeah, there's a journey there for it. So if I was a student, what is your recommendation for how they get to your level? You obviously said at university they could start learning about ERP, maybe certification. What's the steps that they can become a future you?
Uh, First, maybe to be very honest, they need to understand how business works. The first, conceptually, how ERP works. What do you mean by ERP? What helps ERP brings? Because it's not just a job that I am solving, configuring things. I also need to understand what I am doing and
Mm,
what are the benefit business is getting. So they need to understand first what is ERP, how does it help, and then once they are okay and once they understood, okay, this is the thing I need to do in life, then they can go ahead and learn new things. To them, the first important thing will be consistency on the learning. At first 1 or 2 year, it will be a playground. They can learn many things. Whatever they are learning in daily basis, that will be a quick win for them. So they
mm,
can start, for 1 or 2 year, they can learn whatever they find in blogs, anywhere, they can just learn and do the hands-on. After that 1 or 2 year, maybe they can, be involved in real implementation projects, and they can do some solutioning, and they can utilize their last 1 or 2 year learning to the implementation project. They can help business to grow.
mhm.
And once they're, feeling confident, they can start helping others, because by the time 4 year or 3 year to 4 year, they have good knowledge about the ERP and the solution which Microsoft provide or any other ERP. And then once they are, equipped with many things, the most important thing is that once you get success, you need to pull someone up. So that's how they need to, help other people. When you say help other people, it's not, taking money and giving training. It's not help, it's
Yes.
basically a business, right?
Yeah.
So that's how the community, that's where the community comes into the place. You go to the community, you post your question for first 1 or 2 years, you get equipped. After 2 years, you go to the community, you find the questions the other people is asking, you try to answer them. And believe me, that has been a really real breakthrough or real help for my success as of now, whatever I have got, because
Okay.
I try to help, I try to answer in the community whatever post they have given. And it's not only one way, it's not that they are getting the answer, it's also for me. I am getting 50 odd questions which I may not get from an implementation project. And that's where my knowledge is getting increased. If the same question comes up in my one of my implementation project, I don't need to spend whole day to find the error. I already know the error. Even I have not given the answer. I already saw the answer from other expert that they have given, and that is verified. So they can do the same thing after 4 years, 3 years. They can help people. They can take sessions once they're equipped. They can give away their knowledge to the community. And believe me, once a person is a first time speaker, second time speaker, they are very worried. They are very tensed that what I will do, whether I will be able to do that or not.
True. True.
Trust me, for me, the same case was there, but I met a good mentor in my life. He actually said a $1 million word that, see, once you are presenting, once you are giving some session, the audience or anyone in the world do not want you to fail. Everyone wants you to succeed, because once
Exactly.
you once you are tensed while speaking, they are also getting tensed. They will also get tensed. What is happening? Okay. So don't think what they will think, something like that. Everyone wants you to get succeed while you are speaking. So that confidence they can bring. And then if they can opt for someone from the MVP like me, the other MVPs will come and nominate them. They will become MVP. They can continue to help people. They can continue to grow in their career, and other people will also get benefited from their success. That's how.
Yes, I remember being at a startup meeting, and the guy who was up front, he was asking for funding. I was in the audience, and he forgot his words. And exactly like you said, everyone was watching him, and honestly, it went on, Ramit, like for 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and our hearts were all feeling him, but no one said anything because you could tell he wanted to remember the words. And after a while, he remembered one of the words and it started the sentence and he completed it. And then everyone, the whole audience of hundreds of people got up and started clapping because no one wanted anything but success for him. And
Yes.
he felt like he just climbed Mount Everest after that. You could see the sweat on him and tension from it. So I agree with you.
Yeah.
People want success for you. Can I go back when you were younger? You seem like a very caring person. You seem very deep. Sometimes this comes from you being uncaring, maybe, or you didn't know, you didn't have the wisdom in you when you were younger. Maybe the right person stepped into your life and said, "Hey, look, what are you going to do with your life?" Or you shouldn't treat people like that. Did that happen, or were you just always a nice guy?
Uh, you are right. At the childhood, I am being brought up in a very, you know, lower middle class family. I have seen, you know, poor things.
Some
I
rough,
mean,
rough stuff.
yeah, yeah, rough stuff. And
Gangs? Did you
I
have?
was not brought up. Yeah, I was not born and brought up in a way that the other guys like who used to get a lot of privilege. Like, I did not have any, motorcycle. I did not
Okay.
have any laptop in my childhood because w- my parents, could not afford it. Right. So
What
I
would you get
was,
as a toy? What's a toy? Like I remember being
it's,
in India and I had a wheel. That was my toy, and I had a little stick, and I used to tap the wheel and run behind it. What was your
yeah,
toy?
that's nothing. My toy was, I was a sportsman. I was, I was playing cricket till first year or second year of my college. Then I had to leave
Okay.
that because I had to take care of my family. So that happens. But that sportsman spirit still I have, that I won't fail. Regardless of any degree, what I feel is that if you have motivation, if you are passionate, you can achieve things in life. It doesn't matter if you are an MBA, doctor, doctorate, whatever. You can still achieve things in life. So there was no mentor, there was no one stamped on me, but I got motivated by looking at people like I have said, Steve Jobs, Albert Einstein, you know, other sportsmen, how they achieve things in life. I was, I was very greedy on the success part. I want the success. That's how now
Did you want
also
the money?
I feel.
Did you want the money?
Uh,
Like, obviously, without it, you now go, can I have 10 scooters? Can I have a Ferrari in my driveway?
uh, I will, give you a quote on this. So when you say money, so I feel that what do you want? You want money or you want capability to earn money. So I always pray for the second one. So
Yes,
if
that's
you
the real
learn,
power.
if you learn, if you get success, definitely money will follow. That doesn't matter sooner or later.
Do you have a number? You don't have to give me the number, but do you have a point where you go, that's enough, and now I'm going to go play cricket. I'm going to go do something else. Like, how do you know you've achieved the success level you want? Is there an end goal?
That's very concerning and worrying part for me, and that also I also think that what is next, and that actually scares me at some time that I'm
Hmm.
running behind the success, I'm running behind this and that, but what is the limit? Right now I don't have any answer, but maybe sooner I will get it. I am still younger, so I'm trying
Yeah,
to play with my life. So let's see. No, I don't have any number or any measurement on it.
I see what you're saying. So after this uh, event that you're going to, the conference, do you plan out several for the year? Like, what's the next big ones after it that you want to commit to, or provide some input?
Yeah. So after this conference, in-person conference, so it is basically nothing new. So I arrange conference, I speak virtually. So it is an extra thing that I will go there and I will present in person. So there are a lot of people. But the very next week, I have a session on 3rd of May, which is on touchless banking reconciliation.
Ah, yes, I
After
saw that.
that,
Yeah.
there are a lot of sessions, planned in the near future. So what I will do, my prime objective is to, take these sessions on the new technologies, new things coming up, also the unexplored areas, and where I am not expert, like, I'm not expert in the project offsite, right? So where I will arrange someone who is expert and I will arrange the session for the community. So that's how my connection works. Um, Even if I don't know, I will arrange the session. I have the group, I lead the group, so I will arrange those sessions so people will get benefited. And I am trying at least 40 to 50 sessions in this year so that
Oh,
everything is covered uh, as part of the Dynamics ecosystem. And
did you meet?
also,
Sorry,
yeah, go
you
ahead.
go. Yeah, did you meet remotely, or are you finding that you're having to be at every one of these sessions? I'm thinking of other user groups. Do they work if they're remote, or everything has to be in person?
No, it is for me, it is always a virtual because in my region, Microsoft Office is not that big so that I can go ahead and arrange a conference. But I feel, rather than going in person, virtual things and recording it and publishing it in YouTube,
Yes,
that gives a lot of longevity, and that is everyone can see that video in future, maybe 1 year, 2 year later, they can get
exactly.
benefited.
Yeah, definitely. I see it on your profile, and you always say, "Don't worry, there's always a video for it." So it makes great sense. Okay, I love it. I love what you're doing. Thank you so much, Ramit, for talking to me and sharing your wisdom, your idea of a sportsman's spirit coming through and giving you resilience. I look forward to one day meeting you in person.
Super. Yeah, that's actually where the dynamics world is very small. We will definitely meet someday when I will be there in Australia or you will come to India. Definitely we'll meet. Definitely, I'm sure. And thanks for having me. I really was excited to join in this session and share my journey and talk to you so that
I love it.
not only me, I feel good sharing my journey so that other people also, can feel that they can do things, they can achieve things in life if they have motivation, inspiration, and grit in life. I want to just make some path for them.
Exactly. I see that. I'm just trying to read on your your LinkedIn profile. My goal is to help everyone who has a desire to learn, contribute to the growth of others. I want everyone to have the opportunity to enhance their skills and make a positive impact. Great life story.
Yes, true. That's how, that's how a real leader will look like, what I feel. Once you get success, even though I am running for success, I am doing these things, but what I think that still some people or many peoples in the world, they really get inspiration. People like me, they want to lead my life, right? They want to be MVP, they want to write blogs. So for them, I'm creating the path that I'm always telling everything is possible. If I can do, you can also do. That's
exactly. To have a purpose beyond serving oneself all the time. Thank you so much, Ramit. I look forward to seeing you soon and maybe sharing that guava story I told you about.
Sure. Thank you so much, Chris.
Take care.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Mobiz is a community-run organization. We believe in liberating people from the shackles of monotony, inspiring them to dream bigger and reach higher. We empower them to focus on the things that matter, growing their skills, solving new problems, and helping others on a global scale.
We eliminate manual work that stands between people and their future, preventing them from learning new technologies, unleashing their talents, and leaving a legacy that has a lasting impact.
Freedom doesn't wait. Join us at mobiz.com.